Okay, we are back with someone from the Humane Society who cooks plant-based. Now, obviously, that's a no-brainer on that one. Josephine Morris, nice to have you with us.
Oh, thank you so much, Sandy, for having me on the show.
So obviously, the Humane Society, you're protecting and saving lives, and then you're teaching plant-based cooking, so we're not eating our furry friends.
Well, that's exactly
Is that sort
right.
of the issue here?
The Humane Society of the United States works to protect all animals, and I specifically work on the animals that do become parts of people's plates. And what we do is encourage people to reduce the number of animals that they're eating in their diet, but also if you're going to choose animal products, choose them from a more humane source.
Love it. Great idea. So we're going to talk plant-based on this. Now, you don't cook for the animals, obviously. You are cooking for
well,
people.
Some of my friends do cook for their animals. I personally don't have time so much to do that, but the food we are cooking today is for people.
Okay.
And in fact, we do train culinarians. I travel all over the state as part of my job. And later this week, we'll be up in Northern Arizona training people at Northern Arizona University as well as Northern Arizona Healthcare. 25 of their culinary professionals will learn how to cook over 40 plant-based recipes, which they can then menu for students and patients.
Nice, you're spreading the good word.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're going to fix some really cool stuff for us today, like focaccia bread, and also the garbanzo bean ones. Tell me what that is, because it's
I'm
fascinating.
really excited to talk to you today about garbanzo beans. They're kind of a new hot topic that are in resurgence right now. So what we're going to do is create some garbanzo bean sliders, and we're placing them in homemade focaccia bread instead of a bun. So to get started, we just use a little bit of oil here, and we're going to saute some garlic and onions. Let me grab this spatula here.
So this is interesting. You are, I mean, sliders are, what do you think of those normally? I mean, I think they call some hamburger sliders too, but I always think of oyster sliders.
Oh, interesting. Most typically what we see in restaurants, or what I see, would be your meat-based, like your hamburger type sliders.
Okay.
So our wonderful chef, Wanda White, who's a classically trained chef, works for the Humane Society of the United States and helps us do these trainings. Okay. She created this recipe, taking garbanzo beans and creating the slider instead, which is a healthier option that people can substitute one day a week or whenever they feel like having a plant-based dish.
And it's going to be good.
It's
going
delicious.
to taste good.
Absolutely delicious.
All right. Where do we start?
We just let
with
this saute for a minute.
Okay.
These, of course, are your typical garbanzo beans that you would find in any grocery store. There's no crazy special ingredients. These came from a can, but of course you could soak and create your own garbanzo beans. These are garbanzo beans, the same exact ones that I pulsed in a food processor for a few minutes, so they become a little bit crumbly and have a little texture, sort of like a meaty texture.
So they're not pureed, they're still a little bit
They're not pureed. You
chunky.
just put them in and pulse for like just four little pulses, and they just flake up just like that.
Okay.
And then you've got some texture to your dish.
They're a little bit drier than I thought they would be. You know, they don't gum up together, which is nice.
They don't. We will get them a little more to congeal a little bit more. We're going to add in some walnuts. Oh, I should say about garbanzo beans as well is that they're a very good source of protein, but they don't have any cholesterol in them like an animal product would. And they're also higher in fiber than like a chicken, like a breast of chicken would be.
Ah, so it's a win-win on this one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're saving creature lives and eating better for yourself as well. So this is a healthy way to eat.
It is absolutely a healthy way to eat. More and more people, up to like 62% of people in a recent study by Technomics, showed that more and more people are incorporating plant-based foods into their diet. So it doesn't mean that they're turning vegan or vegetarian completely, but what they are is eating vegan or vegetarian one day a week to better their health, to better the environment, and of course to reduce the number of animals that they're using.
Well, yes, because it's like the Chick-fil-A ad. I love it. The cows are saying, eat more chicken.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to put some walnuts in here.
So the garbanzo beans are really, really healthy, and a lot of Americans aren't getting enough fiber. So beans are a really great way to incorporate more of that into your diet.
Okay.
These are walnuts, which also add another great source of protein to your diet. They're also good on omega-3 fatty acids. They're good for brain health, and they're also very good for heart health. So we'll throw some of those in. It also adds like a chunky texture to the mixture.
Walnuts are really good just for snacks because of all the good things you said, too.
Yeah.
I snack on those and raisins sometimes.
That's a really good, healthy snack.
Sure.
This is a little bit of flour just to get it to come together in a patty.
Okay.
We'll put a little bit of cilantro in there for flavor.
And a little color there, too.
And a little color, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then this is just a mixture of salt, pepper, and a little bit of cumin. So we'll toss that in. And we mix it all up. And you can see it starts coming together as if you were making, your own meat-based slider, but we're using the chickpeas, of course, instead.
Right, okay.
And then when these are done sauteing, you go ahead and mix them right in.
Oh, so now this was garlic and onion.
This
that
was
you're
garlic
doing
and
here.
onion that we
Okay.
sauteed in a little bit of oil.
All right.
We do also want to include a little bit more oil in here just to give it a little.
That's just
to
an
bring it
olive
together a
oil.
little bit. Actually, I'm using grapeseed oil here. You absolutely
Thought it
could
looked a
use,
little different.
You absolutely could
Okay.
use olive oil. I choose to use
Okay.
grapeseed oil because when you're cooking something at a high temperature, grapeseed oil actually has a little bit higher temperature point for
Okay,
you.
it
So some
doesn't
people
smoke so
consider
soon.
it correct. It has a higher smoke point.
Okay,
some
so you
people
mix
prefer
all these
that.
up. Now, do you form this with by hand then? Or
Well,
something?
I'll show you my little trick, which
Okay.
is a little crazy, but I love my kitchen tools. So you mix it all up, and you can see how this is coming together and looking really, really healthy and delicious. And you can probably smell that it really has some good flavor to it. So once you get that mixed up, I personally take my cookie scoop, which I use my tools any way that I possibly can, because this
or
gives
an
you
ice cream scoop or whatever that
sure,
could be. Okay.
right. You can use it to make like jumbo cookies or whatever, and it will give you a good size, perfect patty every single time.
All right.
So
and
that's
then
how
you're
you
just gonna
get the little
fry it
slider.
up. Well, we have
size.
about 30 seconds.
Sure.
So, okay.
So why don't we
got
go
our
ahead and
sliders
just show
going.
what it would look like at the end?
All right. So here we have over here.
We've got it. I
those
placed
are
it with some
beautiful.
homemade focaccia bread, which we are also going to teach all those culinarians how to make. I topped it with a little bit of this cholesterol-free mayonnaise that doesn't have any
okay.
eggs in it. It's delicious. It's a chipotle flavor. You can put avocados on it. You can put tomatoes on it. And then there, of course, you can see the beautiful little sliders.
It looks delicious. It looks like a crab cake.
It does
So I'm
kind of
loving
look
that.
like crab cake.
Yeah, wonderful. Those recipes are on our Facebook, so people can actually finish out and try and make these
You
really
bet.
delicious, plant-based, healthy foods. Thanks so much for joining us,
Wonderful.
Josephine
Thank you so much.
Morris. The Humane Society is out there doing good things in several different ways. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us.